Hi, my name is Dawn Schofield, and I recently published a book on the paranormal, and I'd like to tell you a story out of that book. On Halloween 2023, my friend and fellow paranormal investigator Debbie and I went to the Lizzie Borden house in Fall River, Massachusetts, and we stayed the night. The Lizzie Borden house is the place where Lizzie Borden allegedly killed her stepmother and father in the 1800s with an axe. And it's never been completely proven, but we kind of believe she did it. And it's currently a historic place. It's also a place that ghost hunters visit just to see if they could get anything paranormal. Debbie and I, when we were in our room, I decided, having brought all my equipment with me, that I was going to take my Ovilus and see if I could get in touch with my husband, Mark. My husband, Mark, died in January of 2023, and so Halloween 2023 was the first Halloween without him. Halloween is also known as Samhain, which is a night of the year on which we remember the dead who have died since the previous year. And it's also the night of the year where the veil between this world and the next is supposedly very thin. So I thought this would be a good time to try to contact him. And I used the Ovilus, which is a device that was invented by engineer Bill Chappell. If you watch Ghost Adventures for any amount of time, you might have seen him on the show. The Ovilus, I'll give you a high level of how it works because I'm not exactly sure, but generally it takes readings of magnetic fields and temperatures, and it converts those readings into numbers, which are converted into words, and this forms a database in the Ovilus, so that when you ask questions to see if a spirit is with you, supposedly the spirit can pull words out of this database to answer your questions. So I turned on my Ovilus and I asked Mark if he was there with us, and immediately the Ovilus said marker. And I thought, okay, well, that's not Mark, but maybe the name Mark is not in the database, and so marker was the next best thing he could find. So I thought, okay, keep going. So I was then talking about our trip to Fall River that day. It was a long trip, lots of highways, lots of traffic, and I thanked Mark for being with me on the way because it was a long drive. I'm not used to long drives. And I was talking sort of to him, and I was talking to Debbie about our trip that day. And the Ovilus said highway. And I thought, okay, well, that's on topic. So that could be Mark as well. But then I asked Mark, I said, Mark, if you're here, do you miss our cats? Our cats' names are Magic and Melissa. And I doubted that Magic with a CK or Melissa would be in the database. So I said, Mark, if you hear this and you miss our cats, could you say cats miss you, something like that? And immediately after I finished asking the question, the Ovilus said Murphy, capital M-U-R-P-H-Y, the name. And I was shocked because Murphy is the name of my parents' cat who Mark adored and who adored him. And I feel like Mark was with us and he chose that word because he knew it would shock me. He knew it would make me realize that he was there with me, as opposed to generic words like maybe cats, miss, you, generic words like that. I think he specifically chose the name Murphy to let me know he was definitely there with me. Now, can I prove it? Of course I can't, but it was Halloween, it was Samhain, and it would also have been our 8th wedding anniversary. We got married on Halloween, so I like to think that Mark was there with me. In case you're interested, the name of my book is called Ghost Hunting: An Intro to Paranormal Investigation and Tales of True Ghost Encounters. It's available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and my website, which is ghosthuntingandintro.com. If you're not interested, that's okay. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good evening and stay spooky.